So it is November 30th, 2021 at 11:41 a.m. And last night I made this awesome rice and bean type of... It could be considered a side, but I ate it like a meal. It was okay as a meal even. Now I've unwrapped it. I'm going to warm it up in the oven as I usually do with the stuff that I do. I was thinking about maybe warming it up on the stove, but then I was thinking instead of, because I'm not going to eat all this at once, I'm going to wrap it up again, and it's just better to not warm it up too many times. So I just always warm up my stuff in the oven usually the following day, or the succeeding days after I warm it up the first time. That way I only warm it up twice each time I go to take a portion. Or I had only warmed it up twice after making it the first time. It would be the second time around to warm it up each time I take a portion. So I'm just going to get a pan out. There's something else I wanted to say. I'll come back in a minute. Oh yeah, how I made it. I'll describe how I made it. I'll take in my portion here. Basically, I used one of those my sister had extra rice in the house and I ran out. So usually I use the organic Lundberg short grain brown rice or the basmati rice. That's usually from the brand Lundberg or Lundberg or something like that. And so last night she had those, the ones that come in the plastic packets that you put in the saucepan with the water. I used filtered spring water. I continue to use 2 bottles of filtered spring water along with one of those packets that come in those 20-minute pre-cooked white rice, but in a bag type of things. And then after I had warmed up the rice, I placed it, I removed the water and the packaging, and then I added the seasoning. I'll describe how I did what I used. I used, hold on. A leveled teaspoon of coriander, ground coriander here. This is my mother's storage section. A quarter of a leveled teaspoon of ground cardamom. Okay. It's just basically close to a pinch, but more than, I made sure it was about a quarter level teaspoon. It's a bit strong. It has a bit of within the mint family of ground seeds. I guess it was a seed originally that was ground. It was finely ground. I had also included I don't know if I used the parsley flakes, a leveled teaspoon of parsley flakes, a leveled half a leveled teaspoon of thyme, and a leveled teaspoon of parsley flakes. About 12 to 14 rotations of coarsely ground black peppercorn. That was, it's about an eighth above the bottom of the surface of the container. So I had used less rotations than I had been using with the ones that I've had even less left. The more of a reduction in a supply within one of these grinders, the more rotations it requires. So I only did 12 to 14 rotations of that in there. A quarter of a leveled teaspoon of turmeric. 1/4 of a leveled teaspoon of turmeric. about 1 level tablespoon of organic tamari at first, until I had included a level tablespoon of virgin coconut oil after using originally 1 level tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Whereas the virgin coconut oil, to reduce the coconut flavor in the recipe, to reduce it a little bit, well, so that there's only a little bit of the coconut flavor, whereas otherwise it could be really strong. I had included an extra level tablespoon of tamari in there. So I had diced 1/4 of a small to a medium size shallot, which it's one of these type of bulbs, and then 4 to medium to large size cloves of garlic I minced, both of those items. 1/4 of a small to medium sized shallot I had minced, along with 4 medium to large size cloves of garlic minced. And this is the remainder of about the amount of shallot that I had used. It's about 1/4 of a small to a medium sized shallot right there, if you can see. It's about 2 inches in length, and about a 1/2 inch high. And a can of black beans that I had drained and rinsed. Organic black beans. I use something like this. See, low sodium. Doesn't matter. Did I add Himalayan salt? I don't remember. No, I had tamari that had a lot of sodium in there already. 7 minutes has passed. Okay, I gotta do this now. Put the oil down. So I heated it after including the virgin olive oil. I heated it for about 5 minutes. And then I turned it off and let it sit there for a minute or so. It turns out like, some of these like pre-made packaged, this is with garlic. I've had, what was the Tasty Bite is the Indian variety of something similar to this. Usually that they use lentils and black beans. This is just quinoa and brown rice with garlic and onion and some type of hot sunflower oil and some other spices. I didn't want to take the chance because their company, they don't say whether or not something is explicitly vegan. They say vegetarian, and you have to be very careful even with that. With some of the items may contain dairy. I don't know. I didn't want to take the time to look through all that, so I put together my own thing. I have lentils in the house here. I hadn't used in a while. So the red lentils. Green lentils are okay, obviously. That they're more normally found in something like the black bean with rice type of. Usually, when lentils are included, that would fall under, let's say, a Hindi type of Indian, Asian type of meal. I used to get the eggplant punjab of Tasty Bite and stuff. I do like these type of. In the past, when I was a vegetarian and switching to veganism, I did eat stuff like this, but take extra precaution unless I know for sure, because I don't want to screw up. I don't want to have an allergy or something, anaphylactic reaction. Let's be careful. Take extra precaution. here. You know what? I have to pause this video. I have to wash this utensil. Oh, actually, here, there's some clean utensils here. I don't know how clean they are. So, yeah, this one seems okay. Let's use this one. It was just cleaned, it looks like. Because they made Taylor ham this morning in those utensils. Yeah. So I know that this was not there earlier. Earlier, I washed a butter knife that I had used to mix my chocolate soy milk with the carrageenan in it over there. So I had washed this knife from those utensils before the spoon was available over there. So I know that this was cleaned. This tastes amazing, actually. It came out really good. I'm okay with just the black beans in there, actually. And black beans are complete protein on their own. Whereas lentils, they're not complete protein unless you sprout them or mix them with something like the white rice or brown rice here. Actually, this is white rice. Oh yeah, and one extra ingredient I forgot to mention, which I don't use frequently, but I wanted to use it. I've used it one other time, made something that turned out like a Thanksgiving meal with tofu. When I first bought this saffron, this golden saffron. Hold on. Basically what I do is I take about a few strands of it. A little goes a long way with this stuff, actually. It's a good deal for even though I think it costs close to $10. Just a little bit, like a small pinch I take from there, and then I mince it with the knife until it's like about an eighth, a 16th to about an eighth of or a quarter of a leveled teaspoon worth was in there. Yeah, about a quarter level teaspoon was in that. And then I mixed it through, just like the other stuff. The turmeric, the cardamom was the new one that I added. Thyme and oregano I've used before. No oregano. Thyme and parsley flakes. I was very careful and conscious of the seasonings that I want to add in or introduce. So I wanted to replicate one of these things, this type of. It turned out sweet, And the cardamom, the way I would describe it, smells like if you smell it quickly, cardamom with a small pinch on your finger. That's how I tested it to make sure I was okay with eating it or using it. If you smell it quickly, it smells a bit like detergent, okay? But obviously it was in this, a sealed jar, and then I was able to determine by the taste that would fall under the mint category of those type of plants, like sage, rosemary, thyme, oregano, marjoram. It would fall within that zone, or like closer to, let's say, between that and fennel. I don't know, where's my fennel here? Right here. Fennel. I have no more. Fennel smells more like licorice, though. So it's similar in that way, where the fragrance of it would fall if you smell it quickly. Cardamom, it smells like a detergent, but when you taste it, it tastes like within the mint family, and it's going for 15 minutes, so I have to end this video.